Many vacations have been postponed or canceled, but there are still lots of people traveling, and many of those people are flying. And for more on how to stay safe while you're on a plane, we're joined now by Chris Elliot, founder of Elliot.org and a consumer advocate. Chris, thanks so much for your time today.
Thanks, it's a pleasure.
We're so glad to have you here. So can you tell us, how can we all avoid those full flights this summer?
Well, there aren't that many full flights this summer, but the ones that are, because obviously everyone is staying home, but the ones that are out there, you can avoid them by taking the early morning and late evening flights. Those flights tend to be a little bit less full. And also flying on a Tuesday and Wednesday. Those are the least impacted days usually for air travel.
All right, that's interesting. And then obviously personal space is sometimes hard to come by on flights. How do you find adequate space while you're on a flight?
I think the trick really is finding the right airline. Airlines like JetBlue and Southwest give you a little bit more legroom and a little bit more personal space. So if you go with them, and also a major airline like Delta they're actually blocking the middle seats. So you know that when you're on a Delta flight, that middle seat is going to be free and you'll be sitting with some polite social distance from the next passenger.
And that's a good tip too, because obviously so many people are practicing social distancing. We want to avoid a lot of that physical contact with other people. What are some other tips to make sure that we're maintaining 6 feet of distance or avoiding physical contact with other passengers?
You know, I don't know if 6 feet is even possible on a plane, but it's something worth shooting for. I think really the thing is that if you're sitting next to another passenger, say that you're not on a Delta flight or you're on another flight like United, and every seat is full and someone is spreading into your personal space, you really want to talk to the person first and say, look, is there any way you can kind of move to your area? Everyone does have some personal space on a flight. It's important to keep within your bubble. And if that doesn't work, talk to a flight attendant politely. Again, see if maybe you can move to a different seat. Whatever you do, don't create a scene. That's the last thing that we need, especially during this summer. It's a difficult summer enough. We don't want anyone fighting on a plane.
Okay, and then just really quickly, if somebody is maybe giving you a hard time, or if you're uncomfortable, if somebody takes their mask off or isn't complying with those kinds of rules, how do you deal with that?
Don't be a hero. A lot of people want to be that person that says, hey, put your mask back on. That's not your job. That's actually the flight attendant's job to do. They're the ones who have to police the face mask rule. So, you may want to say something very politely. You notice I'm saying the word polite a lot. This is the summer to be polite when you travel. But if the person continues to keep the face mask off and you're uncomfortable, definitely talk to a flight attendant. You may want to also see if you can move to a different seat.
All right, some really good tips. Great advice there. Chris Elliot, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it.
You're very welcome.